Hello, I'm Nigel Ramsbottom and I've come down to Hillsborough today to get the fans' reaction to the news that Aussie Villain will be the new Sheffield Wednesday manager. Let's see what they've had to say. It's a disgrace. I've never seen clubs so low. Premier League never seemed so far away. Oh, never heard of lad. Aussie is he? No business at this football club. Send him up to Edinley, see if he can hold a cricket bat. It's bad enough them Blades are in the Premier League, but this is worse than when we hired Steve Bruce. Oh no, I don't follow the football but me husband says it's a disgrace. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome to episode 1 here at Sheffield Wednesday. Now, straight off the top, I am Aussie Villain. It's going to shock you having heard those accents. I'm not actually from Yorkshire. I am Australian and I've joined my boy here, Mas Luongo, at Sheffield Wednesday. And the goal is to try and win the Champions League. Stop laughing. It will probably take, I'm hoping, about 6, 7, 8 seasons or so to be able to do it. Maybe a little bit longer. It depends how quickly we're able to get promoted, I suppose. But yeah, that's the plan here. Now, off the top, YouTube admin, I've got to do it. I'm sorry, guys. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Please do hit thumbs up and like the video. Subscribe, of course, if you're new. Leave your comments. All that sort of interaction on the video helps the YouTube algorithm get it in front of more people. And that is very, very important early doors in a series here. There is a link in the description to the Discord, which I highly recommend. I sort of post stuff in between episodes up there. You can tell me what I'm doing wrong as well. So that's there. Twitter, if you want to follow me on that for some reason as well. All that kind of stuff. It's all down in the description. Well, let's get down to business here. We are at Sheffield Wednesday, and we are going to try and win the Champions League, as I said. So we've taken over. I think it's a 2-year deal we get. Players here last year of their contracts. Barry Bennon, I forgot he was there. I am actually a Villa fan as well, which is the Aussie Villain part of the name. So I actually really rated Barry Bennon at Villa, so that's good. We've still got him. We'll have a look at Adam Reach. I recognise him. He was at Middlesbrough, I think, wasn't he? Luke, that's not, let's say Luke Shaw, but it's Liam Shaw. Okay. And we've got, a couple of other people there. We'll go through, obviously, and we'll get to know the players. If you're a Sheffield Wednesday fan, let me know who I should be looking out for, who's rubbish. All that information would be greatly appreciated, but we'll get to know the players as we go here. We don't need to do tactics. Club, vision, and expectations. Play attacking, entertaining football. I do try and do that anyway. Work within a budget. Obviously, we have to do that. Championship this season, avoid relegation. Now, we do have a points deduction, don't we? Which shouldn't be too big, and we're required to be promoted to the Premier League in 3 seasons. Well, that is no pressure there. So we'll just accept that because, to be honest, they're not going to lower it, are they? And we certainly don't want it to be lowered in any case. Pre-season reports, we'll look at all that off camera. We've got a couple of injuries, a broken leg, and Jack Marriott is a groin strain. He'll be back soon enough, and 7 weeks. That's probably just in time for the start of the season, actually, isn't it? We've got squad rules, English transfer window. That doesn't really affect us. And the other information there that doesn't particularly worry us. All right, let's have a quick look at club information. Professional club, obviously, a 3-star reputation. Barry Bennon is club captain. Tom Lees is the vice captain. Barry Bennon is the key player. And Alex Hunt is the hot prospect. Have a look at our hot prospect here. Central midfielder actually looks quite solid. 20 years old, maybe a little bit too old to be considered a hot prospect, but liking what I see there. Let's have a quick look at general legends. Chrissy Waddle, Hurst, and Dooley. We've got the icons there. I didn't realise Nigel Pearson was a Sheffield Wednesday player. Milan Mandrick, the old chairman there. Carlos Carnaval, Fernando Forestieri, and Ron Atkinson. I didn't realize Ron Atkinson was there either. I don't know too much about Sheffield Wednesday. So again, in the comments, guys, if you are a Wednesday fan, let me know the ins and outs of the club. I'm sort of learn as I go here. So we don't own the we do own the stadium. So why are we paying rent if we own the stadium? Anyway, that's fine. We've got average facilities, average everything. So we will want to at some point try and build that up. It'll be, I think, important if we are going to challenge for the Champions League. We're going to need to have, we just looked at this, didn't we? Yeah. We're going to need to have youth prospects coming through. So we've got 6 million in the bank, but we don't have any money. We've got about 5 grand left on the wage bill as well. So that is not ideal, but it is what it is. Let's have a quick look at our squad. Now, let's go to, let's organise it, selection and by position. Kieran Westwood, I recognise the name. He's moved on, getting on a little bit, isn't he? So maybe not one for the future. Cameron Dawson looks a very, very good goalkeeper indeed. And Wildsmith, I've come across him before. He's a decent prospect, isn't he? Though 24 now, maybe not the time. Tom Lees is solid enough, wanted by another club. He's transfer listed as well. He wasn't he vice captain. Why is he transfer listed? We'll have a look and see what else we have here. Che Dunkley is solid, you'd say. Aaron, he was at Bristol City for a while, wasn't he? He's a very tall, strong defender. I like my defenders like that. Borna, I thought that said Boner for a second. I was going to say that's going to lead to some awkward conversations, isn't it? Then Aiken looks a decent ball player, so I like him. He'll be playing. Adobejo, let's go with that. A decent attacking wingback. We've got a decent defensive mid. So it's looking as though it's a decent squad. Now, I know in real life, although they have had the points deduction, the table doesn't look great. If you add the points back on, here we go with Mass. Go on, Massy boy. All right, he will be club captain. He could just about be club captain. He will be here till he retires. He will be in the Champions League winning team in some way. Adam Reach, I thought he was a better defensive player than that. I've obviously got my players mixed up. Barry Bennon, yeah, he's in the middle of the park pulling strings for us, isn't he? The puppeteer. Harris, wing up. Yeah, he's 27, so I think he could be someone we could look to move on. I've got to say, first impressions here, we just saw Hunt. He was now Kachunga was at Huddersfield when they got promoted, I think, wasn't he? He looks okay. Izzy Brown is a very good player. I was expecting more, to be honest, but he could be useful. Callum Patterson, he was at Hearts for a bit. He looks quite good as well, actually. Good sort of target man. We might be able to use him to play off of. Josh Windass, I thought he might be a little bit better, but that's fine. He's a decent finisher. Jordan Rhodes, he is a god at championship level, isn't he? So, again, I thought maybe a little bit more, but he's a decent finisher. Jack Marriott, well, he's a good player as well. So that's all looking decent. If we go and have a look at the youth, do we have anything in our lower teams here we could use? Let's look at the potential here. So a right back, 20 years old. Is this the guy that broke his leg? Is that knee ligaments? At 20 years old, he probably needs to be kicking on a little bit if he's going to reach that 5-star potential. But I'm going to say he's probably worth putting up in the first team. Liam Shaw, a central midfielder. He could be, again, another one that could be decent. Certainly has the potential to be. We've got a right winger there, left-footed, so an inverted winger. We'll leave him down here for now. So there's a little bit coming through there. What about the under-18s? No, is the short answer there, isn't there? So that's not ideal. What about the staff? What are we looking at for staff? So we have some staff numbers to fill out. So we'll look to do that. We need some scouting as well, which is going to need to be done. And medical staff is filled up, though it could maybe be a little bit better. One rule just on the scouting side of things, I do impose on myself is I don't use the player search function. I make sure that the scouts have to come to me with the players. I just find it makes it a little bit more realistic for me, so I can enjoy it a little bit more. So that's one rule that I have on myself. But another rule is that you guys are employed officially as scouts. So if you have somebody you'd like to see, let me know. We'll have a look at them, give them a scout, and see if it's someone that could that will actually fit in. Sometimes the players in real life that are good don't quite translate over to Football Manager, so it's not always completely worthwhile making those signings. But I generally I do try and make the signings where I can. What do we want to look at here? Let's look at competitions. What are we expected to do? We know we're expected to avoid relegation. 6 points that's not insurmountable, is it? If we get off to a good start, I think playoffs could still be on the cards. We'll do well to get promoted minus 6 points, but you never know. The season preview, we're expected to be relegated. I think our team is good enough to not be in that situation, aren't we? Surely. But we'll see how we go here. We don't have anybody in the Dream 11, which is probably fair enough, I would say. It's not. Mas Luongo should be there, but we didn't have any players that are going to go into the Premier League, other than Mas Luongo, of course, and Star. Who are our key players according to this? Afora, Iorfa, Dominic. Master Wongo, of course he is. So there we go. I do think we do have the makings of a decent team there. If we have a quick look at sort of a tactic we could play. So I think kind of very, very roughly early on here without obviously getting a good look at this team in action. Something like this, I think, is probably the way we would look to go. We could have Patterson to come off the bench with a little bit more height. We do have some good wide players, so I do think we'll want to play with wingers, unlike if you're watching the HW Welders series, where we had absolutely no width. That's not a problem in this team. We're maybe, if anything, lacking ever so slightly in central midfield, so that could be something we look to do. As I said, this is just a very, very quick... I mean, we could play him as a defensive midfielder, move Mass forward. So there's some options there. We've got some decent wide players as well. So I'm thinking that's maybe something that we could do. Now, if we have now go back to squad here and have a quick look at contracts. Who's on the big money here? So Jordan Rhodes on 35 grand. Could we do a little bit better for 35 grand? And you'd say, I mean, he's an aging player, as good as he has been in his career. Kieran Westwood at 30 grand, and he's not going to be first choice goalkeeper. We could definitely look to move him on, so that's going to save a bit of cash. Tom Lees is on relatively big cash. He would be close to, if not in the first 11, so we maybe would look to keep on. But if he's what's his value at? Maybe that is someone we could cash in on. It's only $500,000, so maybe it's not worth it. Bannon is probably worth that money. I'd say Van Aken is probably worth it. Reach is probably worth it. So there's no one there that's on ridiculous, other than Kieran Westwood and maybe Jordan Rhodes. So they're both up at the end of this season. There's no one that's on ridiculously stupid money like we saw with at Villa when, what's his name, McCormick was on like 100 grand in the championship and playing in Australia. So there's no one that stupid. Thankfully, his club appears to be a little bit better run than Villa was back in the day, and that's saying something, isn't it? All right, so there we go. I think what we'll do is I'll play through, get ready for the start of the season. We'll be back for the start of the season. We will have the EFL Cup first round. We will have Cardiff City away. That'll be next episode. The plan for this is Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. That's when we'll be looking to win put that first star on the Sheffield Wednesday jersey with Champions League glory. And it'll all get underway against a yet unknown opponent in the EFL Cup first round. And let's hope that it's the beginning of a beautiful, beautiful thing. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you have enjoyed this, if you're looking forward to this series, make sure you hit thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Ring the bell so you know when I upload new videos. There's going to be some tutorials as well as a series in Northern Ireland where we're going to try and win the Champions League with a Northern Irish club. That's going to take a lot longer than 8 seasons. But yeah, that's all to look forward to, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you back for episode 2. Take care.